So in this video, I'd like to share with you the 6 exercises that I shared with Marie as part of her body transformation program to help her lose 57 pounds and get into the sort of shape that gave her the confidence to be able to do a photo shoot, and for her to say she couldn't even recognize or believe it was her own body. So let's dive into what these 6 exercises are so that you can maybe take some inspiration from them in terms of how easy they are and how little equipment's required to get going. Now, I'm just going to say for all the exercises I'm going to show you now and go through and describe, the repetition count for each one was between 8 and 10 repetitions, and to begin with she simply did 1 set of each of these exercises. So exercise number 1, the squat, and that can be done with no weight whatsoever. If you need some sort of guide as to how low you go down with the squat, just put a chair behind you, bend yourself down, have your bum touch the chair and stand back up again. So that's the squat. Great exercise to work your quads, work your glutes, work your calves, works a lot of muscles all at once. Exercise number 2 is the push-up. Now, Marie wasn't able to do a full press-up or even a half press-up, so I started her off doing what we call a box press-up, where you're on all fours, a bit like a table, and you simply lower yourself down as low as you can get. Ideally, you'll be able to touch your nose onto the floor, and then you lift back up again. Now, that exercise works across the pec area. It also works the back of the arms, and there's a little bit of work going on in the core region as well. Exercise number 3 is what we call the single arm row. That's where you bend forwards, straight arm, one hand supporting on a thigh, the other arm holding the weight, and you simply lift up and you lower back down again. That exercise was working Marie's biceps, the front of the arm, and also her back. Predominantly it was working her back, but you got the secondary work from a bicep. And the good thing about all these exercises I'm showing you is that they work more than one muscle group at a time, which means you don't have to do long, arduous workouts. So that's a single arm row. In terms of the weight that Marie started with, she started with a 4 kilogram weight. Next exercise was the shoulder press. Now for the shoulder press, you're standing roughly hip width apart. Again, Marie started this one off, I believe, with 2 kilograms, and you're just pushing up and above the head. Great exercise for toning your shoulders and again working the back of the arms. Then the next exercise after that was the sit-ups, and we started off with half sit-ups, and you can see with Marie here, she's not coming all the way up, and you don't need to do that. You can have one hand behind the back of your head, one hand on your thigh, and you can lift to get your fingertips up to your kneecaps if you can. If you can't quite make your kneecaps, just go mid-thigh. That's sufficiently high enough. And then the final exercise, one that we call the Superman exercise. This one's a great one for working your lower back and your glutes. So if you are struggling with lower back pain, this is potentially a really good exercise. But whether you're struggling with lower back pain or not, this is a great exercise for working your glutes, working the backs of the legs, but also you're having to support your upper body as well. So again, you're getting a lot of muscle work going on. So those were the 6 basic exercises that Marie started off with on her body transformation program that enabled her to lose 57 pounds, have the confidence to do a photo shoot, and have her say,
"This for me has been life-changing, and it doesn't feel like a flash in the pan."